Now, me as a woman of God, I know that the Most High did not put every marriage together. And clearly, this is one that God, that the Most High of heaven and earth did not put together. Because he is not a God of confusion. He's just not. He's just not a God of confusion. And if God put a marriage together, then you would not see this sin, this chaos, this dysfunction, this obsession, this triangulation, all of this chaos, this foolery, this adultery. The Most High, what people need to understand and realize is the Most High did not put every marriage together. The Bible clearly says, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. The problem is, God did not join this marriage together. That's why we see what we see. And this is clear evidence that the Most High did not join this union together. Because had the Most High joined this marriage together, then we would not be seeing what we see now with Remy Ma Papoose and Clarissa Shields. This is a prime example of God not joining a marriage together. This prime example of what it looks like when the Most High does not join a marriage together. This is a great example. And let me tell you, when I used to watch Love and Hip Hop back in the day, I was rooting for Papoose and Remy Ma. Okay, because he the one who, made the black love thing and all of that. You know what I'm saying? He made that real popular. He did. That was him. He did that. And he really sold me, I should say, and he really looked like a stand-up guy, a great father, great husband. It looked like he was very engaged with his wife. It looked like he was really in love with her, and it was just all about his wife. It looked like he was just like happy life, happy wife, happy wife, happy life. From what I saw, because I know everything ain't always what it seems, but from what I saw, because I used to be an avid watcher of Love and Hip Hop, all of them, especially New York and Atlanta. So I used to keep up with them. And back then, I was not a God-fearing woman, all right? I would say this is what you see is a totally transformed woman, all right? I'm not the woman that I was then, 6-7 years ago. But, hey, yeah. So, I was rooting for them. But this right here is a prime example and a good lesson of what it means when the Most High does not join a marriage together. This is what it means when you don't pray to God about your spouse before you get into a marriage with them. This is what it looks like when you don't wait on God, or when you don't pray, when you don't fast, when you don't wait on God, when you don't wait for confirmation, when you don't go to him, when you don't pray to him and say, okay, God, is this my husband? Is this my wife? Okay, God, is this who I should be with? Is this who I should marry? Is this my person? Is it the right time? What do I need to do going forward? Or is this a relationship that I even need to be in? This is a prime example. Since the marriage has failed, this is a prime example of what it looks like when you do not wait on God, when you do not pray concerning your spouse. This is what it looks like when you ignore red flags. This is what it looks like when you try to rationalize red flags and intuition. This is what it looks like when you overlook red flags and you ignore intuition. This is what it looks like. Because I'm pretty sure there was some red flags or some intuition being ignored or whatever. Now, we can blame him, we can blame her or whatever. However, nobody's perfect at the end of the day. No marriage is perfect at the end of the day. But this is what it looked like when God did not join the marriage together. He said, what God joins together, let no man put asunder. And clearly God did not join these together. Because he made a marriage for a man and a woman, not for two women and one man. And obviously to me, it looked like Remy Ma ain't studying Papoose. It looked like she has moved on. And it looked like he know that she has moved on and that she's not thinking about him and that she ain't trying to give him the time of day. And I think, in my humble opinion, that if he could go back to Remy Ma, that he would. I think that he know that if she wanted him, that she could have him back. If she wanted him back. So I think that if he could go back to his wife, he would. But he didn't F up. Now he didn't got this woman tattoo on his arm. And for all of you, we hate no Clarissa Shields and tattoo. Listen here. You know what would have impressed me? What would have impressed me is that ink that he went and got that tattoo of Clarissa Shields' name. What would have impressed me is if he would have took that ink and when he took that ink and signed that divorce decree from his wife Remy Ma. That is what love is. That is what would have impressed me. I ain't got my lashes on to backs. But that's what would have impressed me. If he would have took that ink that he went and got a tattoo with Clarissa's name on his arm, that's up here, well, we can't see it with that sleeve on. That should have been down here so we could see it. If it was real love. He would have took that ink and took that ink down to the courthouse, down to the judge, to the law, to the court of law. And if he would have took that ink, I signed that divorce decree, that would have impressed me. That would have impressed me. What would have impressed me is if he would have went and picked up his clothes from his wife's house. That's what would have impressed me. What would have impressed me is if he would have got that big Remy Ma tattoo of Reminisce or Remy name on his arm with her picture in that Remy bottle on his arm for the world to see. If he would have got that covered up. If he would have got that covered up and then got Clarissa Shields' name, then I would have been a little impressed. I would not be as vocal. And you know what? Even still, that don't mean nothing, because he could have still got Reminisce tattoo covered up to spite Remy. And still could have got Clarissa Shields' name. But what you see is he didn't get Remy name or Remy tattoo covered up. So to me, for all of you people that are talking about we hating on Clarissa Shields, he was at the tattoo shop. 1 + 1 is 2. So how come he didn't get Remy tattoo covered up? To me, before you even got another woman name on you, the first thing you would have did, if you really love that woman that you with, before you got Clarissa's name on you, instead of having 2 women name on you, for all of you people that's talking about we hating on Clarissa Shields and that tattoo, which we are not. If you use common sense, if you use logic, okay, if you use logic and common sense that everybody ain't got, that I wish was for sale by the ounce and it ain't. Because 1 + 1 is 2 all day. So we ain't hating on no tattoo of Clarissa's name on Pumpoof's arm. That way up here, that should be down here. That's up here, that we can't see it. That ain't down here. If we was, you know, we ain't no haters. Because instead of you having 2 women name on you, instead of you having, because let me shut the haters up. Let me shut y'all up. The people that ain't got no discernment, no common sense, and no logic. Let me shut y'all up real quick. Because we ain't hating. Let me set the record straight. If we was hating, we ain't hating, we just using discernment. We using the eyes that God gave us to see and the ears that he gave us to hear. We using the soul. We not hating and we not jealous. Because what he would have done, what would have impressed me is if he would have got Remy tattoo covered up first. And then he could have got Clarissa Shields' name tattooed on him. Well, we could see it without him having that wife beater. And then what would have really impressed me is if he would have took that ink that he went and got a Clarissa name and took that ink and went to the courthouse or went wherever to the judge and signed a divorce decree and went and picked up his clothes and then got Clarissa Shields' name tattooed on him. And then what really would have impressed me is if he would have got down on one knee and proposed to Clarissa and got Clarissa Shields' name tattooed on him, and they could have had an engagement party. What really would have impressed me is if he would have proposed to Clarissa Shields